Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. On today's General Hospital episode, Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, gathers his thoughts after finding out that Brook Lynn Quartermain, Amanda Seton, had been pregnant before, and then listens as she explains that it was while she was a teen and the father never knew. She tells him only Lois Cerullo, Rena Sofer, knows the truth. She explains how scared she was at the time and Chase isn't surprised that Lois was in her corner. Belle Q explains that adoption was the best decision, but she knew she couldn't tell the family. She went on tour with Lois for 5 months and came back and continued her life. Chase understands how the whole situation was so hard for her, and she's shocked that he isn't mad at her. She apologizes for lying, and he says it isn't a lie. It's part of her past, and she gets to choose who she shares it with. Chase asks BLK if she is awk, because this was a lot to go through at such a young age. He tells her that she is much stronger than even he realized. They then discuss the possibility of finding her child. Chase tells her that it's up to her, and he will support whatever she decides. Drew Quartermain, Cameron Matheson, can't believe that Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, is standing in his house calling for a truce. He wonders why Jason wants to honor Sam's wishes now after beating him up right before her funeral. He starts to go in on Jason, wishing that he was the one brought back to Port Charles when they were younger so that he could have grown up with Monica. Instead, he is the brother who got the group home and was left to fend for himself at 18. He wishes that he had what Jason has always taken for granted. Drew is furious that the murderous hitman always has a place in the Quartermain family, but he falls in love with the wrong woman, and everyone hates him. Drew is ready to walk away from the family and take Scout with him. He then tells Jason to get out of his house. Tracy Quartermain, Jane Elliott, wants to talk to Sasha Corbin, Sophia Matson, over a cup of tea. Sasha volunteers that she thinks a PI named Elaine is snooping around looking for dirt on Michael Corinthos. Chad Duell, Tracy asks her what information she gave up, and Sasha says that she told Elaine her exact due date and assumed the woman was hired by Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, divorce attorney. Sasha realizes that Tracy is holding back from saying something and asks what it is. Tracy wants to know if Sasha and Jason are getting married if he is the father of her baby. Tracy declares that Sasha got pregnant by a Quartermain, not a random man at the bar. She hassles Sasha until Sasha caves and tells her that Jason is the father, as he walks into the kitchen and overhears. Jason quickly changes the subject and tells Tracy that Drew is becoming a problem. Tracy agrees and tells Jason that she is really glad that he is staying at the house. Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, is stabilized and in guarded condition. Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, and Aidan Weber, Colin Cassidy, are the first to go in and see him. Portia Robinson, Brook Care, tells Liz that Lucky is holding his own. She and Aidan talk to Lucky, who is unconscious, and tell him to hang on. Liz also thanks him for saving her life. Aidan tells Lucky how glad he is to have had him home for the last few months. Lucky starts to code as Liz pulls Aidan out of the room. Out in the GH waiting room, Laura Collins, Jenny Francis, tells Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens, about Cyrus Renault, Jeff Kober, admitting to wanting to free Lulu from her pain. She tells her that he caused her liver failure. They talk for a bit and Lulu runs through the chain of events and chooses to believe that if Cyrus hadn't caused her liver failure, she may still be in a coma. Cyrus' car was spotted on camera and Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, and Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, are trying to figure out where he is headed. Anna tells Dante that Cyrus confessed to Elizabeth about killing Sam, Dex, and others. Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper, has run a search on anyone connected to Cyrus, and she comes up with Dr. Austin Gatlin Holt, who was shot dead in 2023, and his murder has never been solved. Anna orders a list of all properties owned or rented by Holt because Cyrus may be hiding in one. She gets what she believes is the likely address, and she and Dante go and check it out with plenty of backup. They arrive and Dante kicks in the door. They walk around and the cabin is almost too clean either to have been inhabited or left empty. Anna says that if Cyrus has been there, they will find something. Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, walks in and sees Cyrus dead on the floor. He tells Josslyn Jax, Eden McCoy, to give him the gun and says either they can contact police or clean it up themselves. He heard what was happening between Joss and Cyrus from outside the cabin, but he wasn't in the room, so his testimony won't hold up in court. He tells Joss that he can take care of the situation, but she can never say a word and she has to act like she never visited the cabin. She says she can do it and they leave. Jack takes her back to the WSB office and tells her to go into the bathroom and shower and to leave anything that she brought into the cabin in the bathroom. He tells her there is a change of clothes for her in there. She goes in and starts to flash back to Cyrus' words from earlier in the evening and gets sick. Jack takes the gun from his pocket and throws it on his desk. Colette walks in and he tells her that he didn't know Joss had a gun, and now Cyrus is dead. He is then told that covering up the death will be tricky because Cyrus attacked Liz and Lucky, and now there is an APB out for him. They know it's a matter of time before Anna finds the cabin, so it has to be cleaned first. Joss joins Jack in his office, and he tells her that she set the whole evening in motion. He helped her piece together Dex's murder because he wanted to see what she would do with the information. Joss freaks out and asks if he is playing a game with her, and Jack says that she has all the qualities of a great WSB member. Then Jack tells her point blank that he wants her to be one of them. Joss is freaked out by everything that has transpired, and so Jack tells her that she needs a cover story. He says that her car is clean and outside, and he hands her money to buy a new phone. He also tells her that he'll be in touch. Make sure that you check back here for more General Hospital recaps and spoilers. On Friday, February 21, 2025, General Hospital delivered an episode brimming with intense drama and pivotal developments that left viewers on the edge of their seats. The residents of Port Charles faced life-altering challenges, with Lucky Spencer's battle for survival, Brook Lynn's heartfelt revelations, and Jack Brennan's controversial decisions taking center stage. Lucky Spencer's fight for life. The episode opened with a harrowing scene at General Hospital, where Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, was rushed into the emergency room after a brutal stabbing by the notorious Cyrus Renault, Jeff Kober. The attack, which occurred as Lucky attempted to rescue Elizabeth Liz Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, from Cyrus's clutches, left him in critical condition. As medical personnel scrambled, Dr. Portia Robinson, Brook Kerr, and Dr. Isaiah Gannon, Sawandi Wilson, took charge, working tirelessly to stabilize Lucky. The tension was palpable as Lucky's heart flatlined, prompting a desperate fight to revive him. In the waiting area, a distraught Laura Collins, Jenny Francis, clung to her son, Aiden Spencer, Jason David, who was terrified at the prospect of losing his father. Lulu Spencer, M. Rylan, and Elizabeth stood by, their faces etched with worry and fear. After several intense moments, Dr. Robinson managed to resuscitate Lucky, but his condition remained precarious. The family was informed that the next 24 hours would be critical, leaving them in a state of anxious anticipation. Chase supports Brook Lynn. Meanwhile, across town, Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, was reeling from a bombshell revelation. Brook Lynn Quartermain, Amanda Seton, had confided in him about a past pregnancy, a secret she had kept hidden for years. The news left Chase stunned and grappling with feelings of betrayal and confusion. Brook Lynn explained that she had been young and scared, choosing to keep the pregnancy a secret to protect herself and her child. As she recounted the emotional turmoil she endured, Chase's initial shock gave way to empathy. He recognized the courage it took for Brook Lynn to share such a personal and painful part of her past. Determined to support her, Chase reassured Brook Lynn that her past decisions did not define her present. He encouraged her to consider reaching out to her child, suggesting that it might bring healing and closure. The conversation marked a turning point in their relationship, deepening their bond and understanding of each other. Jack Brennan's controversial plan. In another part of Port Charles, Josslyn Jax, Eden McCoy, found herself entangled in a dangerous situation. After fatally shooting Cyrus Renault in self-defense, she panicked and called Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, for assistance. Instead of contacting the authorities, Jack proposed a cover-up to protect Josslyn from potential legal repercussions. Jack's suggestion to conceal the circumstances of Cyrus's death shocked Josslyn. She grappled with the moral implications of lying to the police and the potential fallout if the truth were discovered. Jack argued that given Cyrus's criminal background and the threat he posed, the authorities might not prioritize a thorough investigation. He believed that taking matters into their own hands was the safest course of action to shield Josslyn from unwanted scrutiny. Despite her reservations, Josslyn agreed to Jack's plan, and together they orchestrated a narrative to present to the police. The decision weighed heavily on Josslyn, as she pondered the long-term consequences of their actions and the ethical line they had crossed. Anna's revelation to Dante. Elsewhere, Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, summoned Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, to discuss a pressing matter. She revealed critical information about Cyrus Renault's criminal network, indicating that his influence extended far beyond what they had previously imagined. Anna's intel suggested that even with Cyrus's demise, his operations could continue under new leadership, posing an ongoing threat to Port Charles. Dante was taken aback by the depth of Cyrus's reach and the potential for continued criminal activity. Anna urged him to remain vigilant and to consider assembling a task force dedicated to dismantling the remnants of Cyrus's organization. The conversation underscored the complexities of law enforcement in a city where crime syndicates often operate in the shadows. Drew and Jason's unlikely truce. At the Quartermain mansion, tensions flared as Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, and Drew Cameron Matheson, found themselves at odds over family matters. The brothers had a history of rivalry, exacerbated by their complicated past and shared connections. However, in light of recent events, Jason extended an olive branch, proposing a truce to address the challenges facing their family. He acknowledged their differences but emphasized the importance of unity, especially with external threats looming. Drew, though initially skeptical, recognized the necessity of collaboration and agreed to set aside their differences for the greater good. The newfound alliance between Jason and Drew signaled a potential shift in the family dynamic, offering hope for reconciliation and collective strength against adversities. Carly's growing concerns. Carly Corinthos, Laura Wright, was deeply troubled by the escalating dangers surrounding her loved ones. Josslyn's involvement in Cyrus's death and the subsequent cover-up orchestrated by Jack Brennan left Carly on edge. She feared that the web of deceit could unravel, exposing her daughter to legal jeopardy and public scandal. Carly confronted Jack, expressing her apprehensions and demanding assurances that Josslyn would be protected. Jack, while confident in their plan, acknowledged the risks involved and promised to take every precaution to safeguard Josslyn's future. The exchange highlighted Carly's fierce maternal instincts and her willingness to confront anyone who might endanger her family. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our GH News 24 YouTube channel for more update news.